Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and I don't want to rain on your parade. In fact, I want to make your parade feel like candy was thrown at it. But look, my goodness gracious alive, Doc M77 has already taken a TNT cannon to my mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Now, really, this is optimal, because I knew that Doc M was working on some new cannon designs, and he kept being like, hey guys, why can't I just test my cannon on your base? So, we're clearly, what we're doing here is, he is like the child in a Willy Wonka film, and we are providing him with the temptations he needs to accidentally shrink himself, or to become a gigantic blueberry, So let's go ahead here and assess the damage. One thing I did when I was designing this was, okay, there's zombies in there. I didn't put the zombies there. I did attempt to try and design this in such a way that if they didn't completely destroy the roof, I could restore the lava pillars with relative ease. I say with relative ease because I didn't actually bring a bunch of lava buckets with me. I had no idea when I got back here how much of this would even be left, but I do want to make sure that in the process of filling the pillars back with lava, we don't accidentally flood our base area. So we're going to knock a few of these out. Gonna swing by here, check on this. Okay, yeah, this should generally be okay. But, now one thing that I did not intend was for this pool here to kind of become a weird fountain. It's not a very pretty fountain. So I'm kind of tempted to go get some quartz and make it into a pretty fountain. If you haven't already watched Doc M's video, I definitely recommend you check it out. One thing he didn't do during the video was he didn't figure out what exactly this device was that I've begun constructing. That was going to actually be the focus of this episode if he hadn't already started blowing this up. But he has, so hey, that's a win. Once again, we have our beautiful Sears Tower here, designed for observation both of the enemy battlefield, the enemy base, and the battlefield on the whole. Now from up here, we can get a good view of the cannon, if I can walk through these two radio towers. There's Doc M's cannon. That is a really interesting cannon design. He seems to have several dispensers here that are dropping the TNT into there. He's got another thing that's dropping. I think that these further back are the charges that make the TNT go. These are the propellant charges, and this kind of dispenser here is the actual incendiary blast charge. So he puts some TNT in the back parts, has that blow up right after this has been triggered, and then this can drop a whole bunch of TNT real quickly, which he then throws up in the air over here. Boom, strikes that. So, here's what I'm thinking. He was, at some point, planning to come in here and blow the rest of this up. But, in the meantime, just relighting the pillars will look silly. And I like things that look silly. So, on the whole, it's pretty good. Another thing I'm kind of regretting is I kind of think maybe I should have put TNT up in here so that when he did blow up part of the roof, the whole roof would go. That would have looked really cool. But I was worried about the TNT being thrown into other places where it might have caused trouble. So even though I regret not putting a bunch of TNT along here, maybe that was the right call. But I'm starting to think, though, all these water blocks here, they just messed up his cannon. They served no actual purpose, because our team wasn't actually using them to get down here, and so we can just kind of fill these in here. You might be like, Joe, why do you have so many sand blocks? That's an excellent question. It has to do with all the redstone wire and that puzzle that I built out there. But you know what? The other team, they can piece that together on their own time. Wow. So we're just gonna fill this in with sand real quick to get rid of all these water source blocks, and then go grab some lava and be on our way. Time skip. I am back with all the quartz I need to turn this into a beautiful flowing fountain that will not impede or otherwise interdict whatever plans I might have. Nothing like a little bit of fancy quartz blocks to really just kind of class up a place, you know? Look at this. This just looks prettier already. And once I actually get this kind of together, it'll look even prettier. So, whoops. Well, you know what? We'll let that one float around, because quartz floats in Minecraft for some reason. Fun fact, if false symmetry had gotten rid of part of my Parthenon, but not all of it, one of my plans was to replace the pillars in that with lava pillars, to make it look even more ominous. It was going to be like, you haven't even seen my final form. But, anyway. That did not happen, so I'm using the lava pillar idea here. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, Joe, why is your Minecraft game in una otro idioma? And the reason for that is because I realized when I was looking at my old mausoleum at Halicarnassus footage that, I remembered that I used to switch the language of Minecraft all the time just for fun, because I like doing it. And I thought to myself, oh, I should do that again, since I'm building a new mausoleum at Halicarnassus 5 years later. And I thought to myself, like, what would be a good language to choose for that, you know? And I thought, you know, with a lot of the tension in America right now related to immigration, and with my personal feelings that immigration is a good thing, and that especially those seeking asylum or fleeing from famine or war should be welcomed, I should pick Spanish with the Mexican dialect as my first language for that, you know? So that's just something fun I decided to do because I like doing fun things, and I happened to make a choice around it because of some of my personal beliefs. If you don't have those same beliefs, I think that in this case you are morally incorrect. This is not an opinion like, is Star Wars better than Star Trek? I personally think that if someone is in a situation where they are in imminent danger and they are fleeing from that situation, you should not lock the doors on them, you know? If people are running away from a fire, you know, barring the doors so they die in the fire is pretty much the equivalent of letting people be stuck in places where there's a ton of gang violence and they'll be killed by the mafia or whatever the, you know, Central American equivalent of the mafia is. You know, I don't actually know the Spanish word for mafia, but I don't think mafia is even an American word. I think that's an Italian word. Like, we get a lot from immigrants in this country, you know. My ancestors were immigrants to America. You know, I'm not Cherokee or anything like that. So I don't know. That's just kind of my thought process. I was like, you know, I like different languages. I've had people ask, like, Joe, what languages do you speak? And English is the only language that I consider myself, like, fluent in, but I have received professional instruction in Chinese, Japanese, and, what was the other ones? Oh, yeah, Spanish, the one that we're using here. So I do kind of know how to read some of this. I know espada is a sword. I know day is of, but I actually know a little bit more than that, too. So is it too dangerous to try and fly out of here, or is that just the right amount of hilarious? It's just the right amount of hilarious. Okay, we do need to get 3 more pillars now. Good, the lava is not spreading anywhere. That was one of my biggest concerns with this, was the lava going to go nuts? Oh man, Doc M is going to be... He's going to log back in and see that the pillars are back. It's going to look even sweeter now. But we do need to go get more lava from the nether. Here's probably the nearest portal. So, let's go ahead and grab those buckets and be on our way. Time skip. Anyway, I'm sure a lot of you guys would really probably be like, Joe, you know, just changing your language in a video game isn't going to fix anything. And I 100% know that. It's not my job to fix the broken immigration system in America. I accept, though, that people who are dealing with it on a regular basis might appreciate it if other people express in solidarity with them that the current system is terrible. You know? Like, there's a big difference between when you have a problem and your friends go, Oh yeah, that is really hard. That's really rough, man. I'm sorry. I wish I could do something. There's nothing I can do, but you know, I wish it wasn't like that. Versus everybody going, "Oh, you're just whining. Calm down." You know. So if there's any small amount of solace that me having my language changed in Minecraft can offer to people, then you know, why wouldn't I do it? Besides, I get to practice my Spanish, which really doesn't come up often enough. You know, so it's just nice. And like in normal Spanish classes, like we don't carry around buckets. So cubeta, I wouldn't have known that vocabulary word otherwise, but maybe it'll matter someday. Ladrillos de piedra. I know piedra is stone. I know de is of. So I guess ladrillos is probably bricks, and I think that in particular because I think I also had nether bricks, which were like ladrillos de something else. Netherrack does not translate, apparently. Good job, Minecraft. Good job. It's nice that I know how to say lava already. But, okay. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to swing back over to our Sears Tower real quick. And get a quick view of how this looks. No! Okay. That actually does look pretty cool. Oh, man. I'm really happy with how this build turned out. And I know Doc's just going to go and turn the lava off when he blows it up the rest of the way, because he's already said he wanted to test some other TNT stuff on it. But in the meantime, I want this place to look awesome at night. So, anyway, there's my small act of rebellion. Other small acts of rebellion include, and Doc, whoa, oh no, there's lasers, laserfish. Other small acts of rebellion, though, include, I put some mean signs up. Team Star, team starts to lose. And then over on this side, Team Star is not a great team. They are deficient. Team Star, more like Team Startled by sign insults. And unfortunately, he did not take the time to read them, which might just be him getting back at me through psychological warfare because he knows I worked really hard on those signs. But, you know. Also, whoa. It's fun running across here, too. I set this puzzle up for him, which is a redstone puzzle. He did not solve it. But, yeah. We'll leave him to explore that further. I am going to replace... Never mind, I'm not. I was going to put a piece back that he broke. But it turns out that I managed to not bring redstone with me. And now I get to slowly walk across here. Alrighty. Oh, that is so good. That is magnifique, as they say. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining me and indulging me as I slowly spite back at Doc M. I'm actually genuinely really thrilled with his canon video. It's like 36 minutes long, and I did skip the parts inside their base because I'm trying not to watch anything from inside the enemy base because when I go in there, I want it to be as surprising as possible. But so I can't say it's 36 minutes and I watched all 36 minutes, but I did watch all the minutes about him blowing up my thing because it was fun. And yeah, so nobody, please don't get upset at Doc and False because they're blowing up the stuff that I put there for them to blow up. And like I'm not, and you might be like, Joe, isn't that a little bit too kindly for your enemies? No, I put it there because I knew if they chose not to blow it up, it would really bug them. So I'm winning either way. I don't know. I'm having fun playing Minecraft. I hope you are too. So enjoy the reincarnation of the mausoleum of Marcellus at Halicarnassus at the battlefield of Hermitcraft 6 server on YouTube. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode. You might have noticed that it was mid-roll ad-free, and that is thanks to Patreon sponsor Kathleen Heath. In lieu of that mid-roll ad, I will now read a haiku of my own devising. I really enjoyed making a threatening haiku for false symmetry in a previous episode, and I realized I don't want her to feel singled out, so I wrote a threatening haiku for DocM77 as well. Here we go. Doc77. Next time you blow off a roof, blow the whole thing down. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. That's not really a threat now that I think about it. I'm just basically saying if the parts of the roof that hold the lava pillars are still up, I'm going to keep putting them in because it's easy. But that's kind of a threat. Doc M, feel free to freak out at your own level of comfort. Ooh, spooky threats. Keep adventuring.